Good afternoon, everybody. It's Dave coming to you from the paddock here in Southern Maryland. It's about 12:30 on Friday. What a weird life I live. So I go from Camo Freedom Friday to this. Anyway, what are we doing here today? This is a tobacco review. It's my first thoughts. I just got this in last night. So it's Watch City's Rouxgaroux. This is my second bowl. So I really shouldn't be doing this video yet. But I was excited to get it. I was excited that it got here. I decided to do a review. Now, I know in this case I'm reviewing Unobtainium. The next release is October 31st. I guess those two dates are annualized. So every year on April 1st and on every year on October 31st, they release this. You have to buy at least 2 ounces, and you can only buy up to 16 ounces, so you can get a pound, which is what this is. This is a pound of Rouxgaroux. It sold out in less than 30 minutes. I mean, that's kind of nuts to me. So I don't think they advertise how much they make. You know, I've heard people say it's between 1 and 200 pounds kind of thing, but I have no idea. But anyway, I might pick up another pound in the fall, and then I'll be done with it. You know, it's kind of a 2 pounds of this will be deep cellaring, and I don't need any more of that. So I had a couple extra of these big 2-quart. This is a 2-quart mason jar, and I'm going to go ahead and put this into this jar, and this is how I'm going to keep it long term. All right, in fact, done now, so it's well preserved. I'm sure the bag keeps it for days, weeks, months. I don't know, but I like to get it into my mason jars right away. So some of you guys do such a better job with this than I do. All I do is literally cut the label off the bag, tape the label to the jar, and then put my jar date. So jar 4/4/2025. That is now fully preserved. This is good for years, if not decades. So I'll probably do one more and then I'll be done. But we're ready to go. Since I really know nothing about the blend, I went ahead and printed Jim Inks. So here's what Jim Inks wrote. And gosh, he wrote this 5 years ago. He wrote this on February 20th of 2020. So here's what he wrote. Full disclosure, Ernie Q and I created this blend and had a fun time doing it. The Red Virginias provide a lot of tangy, fermented, ripe, dark fruit, earth, and wood, along with a little bread, tart, and tangy citrus and grass, and light vinegar and sugar. It also has very small floral acidic notes as the lead components. The Perique supplies an abundance of stewed plums, raisins, and figs. Earth and some spice is an important supporting player. The Stoved Virginia offers a lot of tangy, fermented, sugary, stewed, dark fruit, earth, and wood, and is just behind the Perique in terms of its effect on the blend. The Bright Virginia chips in with some tart and mildly tangy citrus and grass with a mild floral quality, sugar, and a touch of acidity and spice. There are no toppings, but a couple of Virginias were cased, one with red wine. The strength and nick hit are medium, while the taste is a step past that mark. No chance of bite or harshness even when pushed. Has a few slight rough edges, well balanced with a little complexity. It burns cool and clean at a moderate pace with a very consistent, deeply rich, tart, and more tangy, fruity, sweet, and spicily, lightly floral flavor that translates to pleasantly lingering aftertaste and room note. That was all one sentence. Can be an all-day smoke for the veteran piper, and it's certainly repeatable for smokers at any level of experience. Yep, so he gave strength as medium, flavoring very mild, taste medium to full, room note pleasant. That's the entire review, and he gave it 4 stars. So there you go. That's what we just read. Now we know what Jim Inks thinks. All right, so let's do a jar note. What's funny is the jar note gets tangier the deeper you draw it in. Yeah, it's one of the first times I've ever gotten two scent profiles, one initially and the other on the longer draw. But I agree with what he says, so there's no way I can smell all that, but I highlighted what I did smell. So, I mean, right, dark fruit, earth and wood, tangy citrus and grass, touch of vinegar. That all comes through that vinegar. That's the last thing that hits my palate. But I agree, ripe dark fruit, earth and wood, tangy citrus and grass. Those three, I can get those three. And that's pretty complex for me, to be honest. Normally I can't do that. So the vinegar comes in at the very end, but it smells good. I don't want to say it smells like vinegar. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. That's the tanginess of that vinegar scent hits me at the very end. But woody, earthy, grassy, ripe fruit. That's really what I get. It's a good jar note. I enjoy it. All right, I've poured some out in my tray, so we'll take a look at what it actually looks like out of the jar, so you can get a sense of what it looks like, and then we'll load it in the pipe and we'll smoke a bowl together. All right, here it is. We've got poured out for you. You can see this really you can see at least two different real colors, the real dark and the medium. It's got some big chunks. This is a fairly small one. In the jar, I noticed as I was dumping it out. So it's basically, it looks like a traditional ribbon cut, I guess, to me. I mean, again, I'm the wrong guy to be doing this sort of stuff, but anyway, two distinct colorings, nice ribbon cut, and slightly moist to the touch, more than I've expected. I've been smoking Prince Albert, and Prince Albert's pretty dry when it comes out, so this feels pretty moist to me, more than I expected. But I'm pretty sure it's ready to be smoked. I've smoked really a bowl and a half, and it smoked pretty well. All right, we'll go ahead and got to dump some out of the bowl. I'll be right back. All right, now we got an empty bowl, and see if I can do this without blocking you too much. Just kind of pour some in. You know me, if you watched any of these before, you know I don't pack my pipe. I consider that a misnomer. I just sort of load my pipe. I find most tobaccos enjoy having air down in the bowl with it, so I don't pack it too tight. Basically, I'm just sort of straightening. I'm not putting, when you see me do this, I'm not really putting any pressure on it. I'm just sort of straightening it up. And we'll call that good enough. So there you go. There's ready. All right, guys, let's light it up and let's have first impressions. Nice smoke. You guys know I like that. Ripe fruit kind of hits me first. I mean, do a slight tamp here. I guess we'll consider that the char light. The real light. All right, let me take a couple minutes with this. I'll come back to you in a minute. So, guys, I've essentially smoked a bowl and a half, almost two bowls. I had a full bowl early this morning, a half bowl right before I started the video, and about half a bowl now. So I'm a two bowl man on this review. And I'm a total amateur and have an undeveloped palate and undeveloped nose. Probably shouldn't even do reviews, but I feel like it's good for just a regular guy to give tobacco reviews sometimes, because Sometimes these guys who do it for a living, man, I can't, or guys who've been smoking 10, 20, 30 years, I just can't relate to what they're tasting. To me, this is a strictly down the middle. It might be offensively medium to people, but it's a great blend and I can recommend it. Try to get some in the fall. It's not mild and it's not strong. It is definitely medium. I get no nick hit off of it. And the only time when Inks talks about it's got some rough edges, and the only time I experience the rough edges is if I retrohale it too strongly, too quickly. Other than that, it's very smooth. I mean, really nice. So, what am I tasting? I'm tasting the right dark fruit. I mean, in here he lists like figs and plums and raisins. I can't go down that road, but that kind of that rich, sweety fruit taste definitely comes through. There's no way I could go beyond that. And then later on, that tangy, that little bit of citrusy comes in. Yeah, so it's the dark fruities, and then when you exhale, you get that tangy citrus. And with my palate, I'm going to end it there. I mean, that's but I'm having a cup of black coffee with it, and I find black coffee kind of pairs with just about everything I smoke. Yeah, it's a great blend. I definitely give it 2 thumbs up. My mouth likes it. I like the smoke. I like the feel in my mouth. I like the way it tastes. I like the tin note. It's a privilege to have it. It's a privilege to give you guys a review of it. So I'll admit I chased this. I actually went on because I knew it was coming on about Tuesday at noon. So I actually logged on at 10 to noon, clicked on the Rouxgaroux, and just at 12:01 just kind of refreshed it until the screen went from out of stock to how many ounces do you want. So I probably had it purchased by 12:02. So I owe Potter Piper. He's the one who kind of warned me on Monday. Said, "Hey, Rouxgaroux is coming up for sale tomorrow. You might want to think about it." So yeah, I did. So I did chase it. I chased a blend. I don't do that much anymore, but I did chase it, and I give it 2 thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed the review. Talk to you guys later. Bye now.